Ki Jai. Okay, small kirtan. Small cartels. Great benefit. Nama Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Pristaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swami Niti Namine Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Pristaya Bhutale Namaste Saraswati Devi Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Pasyachari Satarine Namaste Saraswati Devi Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Jaya Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Jaya Dvaita Gadadhar Srivasadi Gaur Bhakta-vrinda Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Srivasadi Gaur Bhakta-vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Rama Hare Nitai Gaura Hari Bol Hari Bol Hari Bol Gaur Hari Bol Nitai Gaura Hari Bol Hari Bol Hari Bol Nitai Gaura Hari Bol Jaya Jaya Prabhupada Jaya Srila Prabhupada Jai Jai Prabhupada Jai Prabhupada Jaya Guru Deva Jaya Guru Deva Guru Deva Jaya Guru Deva Itai Gaur Premanande, Hari Hari Bol, Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Shri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu ki jai, Sankirtan Yagya ki jai, Shri Panchatattva ki jai. Haribol, Gaur Premanande, ISKCON Finland ki jai. Gaur Premanande, Haribol, Hare Krishna. All right. So again, thank you for inviting me. My name is Rati Manjari, Devi Dasi. From the persons here, I know Gopinath a little bit, Prabhu, huh? Yes, and Ambika quite well. I don't know when we last met. It's years ago. Must be like 3 years ago or something. Really long time. That you came on Harinam? Yeah.
Oh, really? As person, yes.
Oh, yeah. Years ago.
Yeah, I came over for a visit. Yes, it was, I think, 3 years ago.
At least.
And we went for
feel like that.
distribution and a Harinam. And it was actually my first actual time out on the streets. And I remember you were helping me so much. And I remember I admired you since from the beginning, because you go to the people and you are like friends to them already. And you get books done, even if it's like this big city of Amsterdam. And yeah, it was just incredible experience for me. Thank you so much.
And she was so cold, and she was like shivering, you know. So I thought, God, this is not good. This is a bhakti. It's her first time on the street. She shouldn't get fried, you know. And then there was this shop with nice clothes, remember? And I just pulled you in, and I got a little deviated. And I bought these nice gloves, which I still have. And so we also had some like girl time, you know. So I hope it wasn't too heavy. But look what she's doing now. She's way ahead of me now. What is it? Bhakti Vaibhava or something? Bhakti, anyway, very high. I mean, you know, so I'm really proud of Ambika.
Bhakti Vaibhava, it said that it qualifies sannyasis. So when we study Srimad Bhagavatam, it's like detachment and renunciation that should come out of it. So let's see how it ends up. Like, it sounds like, whoa, very high level.
It's very nice to see devotees taking seriously the whole trajectory that Srila Prabhupada wanted us all to inherit. He said, I want my disciples to inherit this title, Bhaktivedanta. So yeah, it's big shoes of Srila Prabhupada to fit in. It's not easy, but it's amazing to see. If people are seriously like my young friend Ambika, you know, I'm really grateful for your friendship. A lot came out of that. And how did it come about? In my experience, is that I'm not so good with names, but I thought to myself years ago, let me try to improve that. Let me try to remember if someone tells me their name, let me try to remember. So somehow or other, I remembered Amanda. Yeah, that was your previous name. So, and I was doing kirtan in the temple, Gaur Arti, and I still don't know it by heart. But so I always have this nice screen, but somebody forgot to put it up. So I said, Amanda, you put it up. And she did that. You did that several times. That saved the day for me, that kirtan. And then we started a reading group because she wanted it. I mean, my guru told me to do, but I wasn't like, thought, God, another service, you know. But I started, and she was so enthusiastic. Then I felt obliged. We have to continue it, and that has been going on like 3 years now. So it's I owe a lot to you, Ambika. Very nice. And Gopinath, I also owe to you because of the wonderful kirtans that you have been playing in Amsterdam. You all know, of course, that Prabhu's playing bass very good, very well. So yeah, right? We had some good times in Amsterdam on the King's Day. How many devotees came there, you think?
Something like at least 200, because that was Kanapakanan Maharaja's Vyasa Puja around that time in Radhadesh, and he always brought like 2 busloads of devotees there.
Yeah.
It was amazing. Biggest Harinam, also the longest Harinam which I've ever been in, like 7 hours, and just a lunch break in the middle and then continue.
Yeah, amazing, amazing. So yeah, and then of course we also had our, you were in Mayapur, and he was helping me to play his music on some of the bhajans I was recording, and some or other I wanted particular things, so it was not so easy to do it over the internet. So when we were both in India 2 years ago, I think already, and then 1, 2. Some or other I took this rickshaw by myself. In India at 6 o'clock it gets tired very quickly. It's completely dark. So I went woman alone, on this rickshaw, going to some old big building, and it was very dark. This is your place. For you it's home, but for me it was like, oh my God. But I went there because I wanted it done, and he's so good. So yeah, somehow that we had some recordings there, so I feel at home seeing your faces. And I think, Juicy, did I meet you before?
Yeah, my name is Janardan.
See?
My initiation name is Janardan.
Yeah.
So we met in Amsterdam 2019, I think, on King's Day. I was there. I had a longer beard then, and
okay. All right.
And I've been there twice there for King's Day, 2009 and 2019.
Just see. Okay.
So we met there. I think we never spoke, but I saw you there. You were playing drums. I saw
drums.
on the Vondelpark in Vondelpark. You were playing drums there.
Yeah,
I remember.
that's another amazing thing that happened. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I was trying to distribute some books, and I saw that you were playing drums there.
Yeah, it was cool, huh? It was very nice.
Yeah, for sure. Wonderful, yeah.
But the whole event, and this is
amazing.
Maybe leading me to my theme of what I would like to speak to you about, is that the glory of the association with devotees. This is so wonderful, and especially you can see the basic practices of Krishna consciousness, like chanting Hare Krishna mantra. What we all do more or less, maybe some chant very pure, some chant very beginning. That's okay, but the chanting of the holy name is, as we probably know, I don't know all of your involvement with Krishna consciousness, but I'm assuming, and let me please ask the questions if you have them, that you know about the importance of chanting Hare Krishna Maha Mantra, both as we just did in Kirtan and also on the beats. And when you do that simple thing with 250 devotees in a city where people are, I don't know if they're used to it. They probably aren't, most of them aren't, but then they are, because we have done it so many times. And it becomes like an avalanche, you know this word? Like in the mountains, when the snow falls down and a lot of snow comes at once, and it's very overpowering. So if you like YouTube, you can look up Amsterdam King's Day. You get an idea of the clips. It's amazing. And that's Srila Narottam Das Thakur. He writes, Golokera Prema Dhan Harinam Sankirtan. The Harinam, the chanting of the holy name, Sankirtan movement, it's not from this world. It is coming from Golokera Prema Dhan Harinam Sankirtan. So when we engaged in this world, in this amazing practice of chanting Hare Krishna, especially when there are new people around that don't know about it, it becomes very ecstatic. And we wanted to keep this tradition. Last year we couldn't do on King's Day. King's Day, by the way, is the birthday of the king in Holland. So then there is like a big festival. At least before Corona, people could go on the street and sell things and keep the profit. Yeah, free market. And everyone walks around in orange. They have orange hats on, and it's very festive because the color of the king's family is orange. Yeah. So everyone is in the mood for a party. Of course, they use alcohol and so many things to get in the mood they are thinking is festive. But the devotees, it was so many brahmacharis, and the whole street is orange, and we chant Hare Krishna. And yeah, it's so much, so purifying. So we didn't want to lose that tradition, even though the devotees can't come. And so last year we had to stay in because the lockdown was so severe, we just couldn't bring ourselves to do it. It would not have been good. But this year we went out with several devotees, and we knew it was like a small part of what it used to be and what it hopefully is going to be again. But we went for it, and we had so much fun. And these people with the hats, they were there, and we were, Parivida Prabhu. Do you know him, Gopinath? Yes, he's a Srila Prabhupada disciple. He's 70 something, but he's still very enthusiastic chanter. So he had these mantra cards, and he showed to the half drunken kids, like Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, and it was so easy. And then you see, and this was my highlight of that day, that you could just kind of grab people from the street if we wanted. If we think only about our own samadhi or whatever, our own bliss, then they see it, they hear it, they get benefit, but they won't maybe chant it. But if we invite them word by word, so they started to chant and they really enjoyed it, because it's the song of the soul. One of my dear Shiksha gurus, His Holiness Keshav Bharati Das Goswami, he says that when we chant the Hare Krishna mantra, it's like a transcendental alarm clock, when we have to get up, so it's waking up our spiritual identity. Even if people don't understand why or why it makes them happy, it does, because it's who we are. So it's all not new, maybe, but it is very meaningful, because we want to, as I said, we like to be in the association of devotees. But where are they? Here we are, all sitting in our own room by ourselves with thank God we have a computer, we can connect like this. And but it is, it's a strange time, full of great opportunities like this, and also a lot of loneliness, isolation, not only with the so-called non-devotees, but also as devotees, we can also get lonely. When we're not living in a temple, when we don't have the yatra, the movement in our country, which we would like to have. So what to do? Those things, I think, could be meaningful to address tonight. But I would like to hear, I don't know yet, Meera and Haley. So I'm sorry that I didn't mention your name just the other moment. I forgot, sorry. So maybe you'd like to say a little bit who you are and how you got in touch with Hare Krishna. Maybe Meera, can you speak some English?
Yes, I can speak.
Okay. Would you like to share a little bit? What is your history with Krishna consciousness?
Oh, it's a pretty short. I'm new beginner here. I started chanting like 1 year ago. First just one round and then few rounds, and so.
Nice.
Can you hear me well?
Yeah, very well.
Okay.
I see your guitar also. Is that your guitar?
Yes.
So maybe you also sing Hare Krishna?
Oh, I prefer just playing. I don't like my vocal.
Oh.
singing voice. It's not so good.
Oh, why not? Krishna likes it.
Yeah, and I like to sing, but it's not so. Your voice is so. Oh, it's so beautiful. Thank you.
Thank you.
Almost so tear. I got tears in my eyes when I heard it. It's so beautiful.
Thank you.
Yeah. So I studied astrology about 2 years ago, and my astrology teacher, he was he is Bhakta, Krishna Bhakta.
He's a Bhakta. Wow.
And I didn't know that at all. And through this teacher, I just got the interest.
Very nice. Very nice. And I mean, I probably won't remember that, but where are you living? What is your city name?
I'm living near Helsinki.
Okay.
In Nummela, small town in Finland.
Nummela,
yes.
I think I may remember Ambika's town. Pietsämäki.
Oh my God, that's so good pronunciation.
3 years. I kept saying, and she lives in, and then you would say it. So finally, I'm kind of knowing it. Pietsämäki?
Yes. Pietsämäki, yes.
Pietsämäki. Okay. Yeah, it's really a different language. I'm so glad you all speak some English and we can communicate. Okay, thank you so much, Mira. Thanks for introducing yourself. How about Haley? Would you like to say something?
Hare Krishna. I'm like a beginner also. As you said, I want to mention because you call that loneliness. So I'm so happy that we have a small kirtans here in Helsinki area all winter time also. So that was very nice. I started maybe 3 years ago with half around. So
Half around? What is that?
It's like a beach, only half. Because
okay, half around. Yeah. All right.
Yes.
Interesting. Okay.
Then last year I managed to increase the amount till 9 rounds, but now I have to quit because I have so many pains in my body. So I'm struggling with my japa.
Yeah.
So sometimes it's better and sometimes it's worse. So.
But you have beats and you know the mantra, and it's like
yes.
You have it.
Yes.
In your life. That's
I
great.
try to do everything else except japa so much because japa is so hard.
Because of the pains of the body or because of our mind?
I think they are same. Because my pains maybe are involving my mind. So yes.
Well, you sound like a wise woman. Yeah.
Oh, not so easy bad. So maybe that's a good combination now. Yes. But thank you for coming here and I have been listening to your Bhagavad Gita all those meetings sometimes, but because my English, so I'm so happy that we have these smaller groups in Finland also. So now I have changed to them more often. But thank you for visiting.
Yes.
Yeah.
You're welcome. You're welcome. It's Ambika's fault. If it's disappointing, blame her. No. Joking, eh? We joke a lot. We joke a lot because she's so serious. So sometimes I make jokes and she looks at me like, and then she understands, oh, it's a joke, and then she laughs. Yeah. So you don't want to have her serious all the time. Who's Justina Salocanto? Maybe you don't want to put a camera, but if you like, you can say something who you are, like what's your connection with Krishna consciousness. If you want, and maybe she's doing something. Look.
Hare Krishna Mataji.
Oh,
yes, I can shortly put camera.
Yeah.
I'm having active evening.
Yeah.
I'm a Lithuanian.
Lithuanian. Okay.
I'm living in Finland already for 6 years.
Yeah.
Having here an international family. My husband is Finnish.
Yeah.
And I got this inspiration to follow Krishna consciousness movement already back in Lithuania. There are some very inspiring devotees there.
Mm-hmm.
And
nice.
Lately unfortunately have not been very active.
I think you are very active.
And
he or she is keeping you very active.
yes, it's Mikael.
Mikael.
Yeah,
Hey, Mikael. Hare Krishna.
And currently I'm back to work and also expecting a second baby. So family life got me fully in and
Fully involved. Okay.
And it's so much that before having a family, it's hard to imagine or to understand how much actually it requires of yourself.
Full surrender.
Yes, yes. And sometimes it's tough. It's very rewarding, but it's very tough sometimes. And
it's like,
I'm like
running a marathon, eh? It's like all
yes,
the time.
I'm keeping listening to lectures. Like I listen a lot of lectures from Lithuania, as there are some teachers that really touched my heart. And of course, when you listen it in your own language, it even comes closer to you. But I'm here in my home, and that's how I live.
Wonderful.
At this moment, yes.
You look very sweet.
Thank you.
Isn't it, Ambika? She's sweet.
Oh yeah, she's one of my dearmost friends as well, Justina. She's been there for me all along as well.
Wonderful. Wonderful. Yeah, so I don't know. I have one son. He's 25 now. But I remember, it's like talking about avalanche, it's like, I mean, you don't even know who you are anymore sometimes.
Yes,
isn't it?
It's gonna be 2 years, 4 months difference between, and it seems that between boys. so I will see how I will manage.
Well, it's wonderful that you are, reaching out to have devotee association, that you even on this call. That's very, very nice. And by this good habit that you have of hearing, you will give such big gift to your children. Because some or other they will also hear. They may not fully understand, apart from the fact that they will learn some English and some Lithuanian, from philosophical Lithuanian. It's you give them a foundation of spiritual understanding, which they may not get when they later go to school. The school doesn't know about these things. So if we make our home like a temple, like a haven, this word haven, where the ships come after long sail, they come in the haven and they're safe. Yeah. So our home should be like that. Also, whether you have children or not, it's very important. If we cannot live in the temple, then our home should become our temple. Doesn't mean that you have to bow down every time you go in the living room, maybe, but it's not practical. But try to understand gradually that this home is given to me by God, by Krishna. Actually, it's his home. I'm his servant. I want him to be in the center of this home. Do you have an altar, Justina?
Yes, small one, but
it doesn't have to be big. If it's meaningful for you and you feel a connection with the Lord there, I mean everywhere, but especially on the altar, you take care, the children see you walking with flowers, all these things are very important, because the first 3 years, as the psychologists say, also they're like you get the blueprint practically for the rest of your life. Now, of course, later on, we like to think that we also learn a lot, but the first 3 years are very foundational. And here you are, wanting to be with devotees, and they will get the benefit for that as well, from that. So as much as it's hard work and struggle and impossible sometimes, like when there's something wrong, they have a disease or they get teeth, or it's like, but those are good opportunities to chant Hare Krishna in helplessness, because you know that you can't do it alone, right? And of course, get the husband also there, hopefully he also helps.
He helps a lot, yes.
That's wonderful. That's amazing. Well, thank you so much. So I don't want to, distract you, because he needs your attention. So feel free to put it on or off as you like. I know your situation. Lovely to see you. Thank you very much.
Love you too.
Bye, Michael. Oh. Yeah, so here we are. Everyone has their own situation in terms of house, service, health, income, family situation. It's all different, because we're all individuals. But we're all, what is that? Jivara Swaruphoy Krishna Nichadas. According to Lord Chaitanya, the incarnation of, well, not the incarnation, he's the avatar of Krishna in the mood of Srimati Radharani. This is where, do I have a beautiful photo here? Okay. Sri Krishna Chaitanya, now here. He is Krishna, but the color is golden. So he's in the mood of Radha. He's very merciful. This is one of his very surrendered devotees. I think it's Rupa Goswami, Srila Rupa Goswami. So Lord Chaitanya, he has stated that we are all eternally a servant of Krishna. That's our identity, and it will never change. No matter what PhD, ABC, whatever we may become in this life or next life, those are roles, temporary identities that it's like living in a dream in one sense. But I don't mean to say that we shouldn't take this life seriously, or we shouldn't take our responsibility seriously. We do, but we try to cultivate this higher understanding of who I am as a soul, as a spiritual being. And that takes our lifetime. It is not something that maybe you've experienced, we get a glimpse of, wow, like in a really good kirtan, maybe you've been, I hope you have been in loud kirtan, or a very beautiful bhajan, then you feel it's like home. Whereas how can you be home in a song? But that is because Krishna and his holy name are no different. Yeah. Anyway, so I asked Ambika, what should I talk about? Prabhupada's book club, it sounds really nice. But what book are you reading? What should I talk about? She said, whatever you like, So that didn't really help. But there's this one book which I am reading, which maybe you've heard about, maybe not. It's called, it is of course you cannot read it maybe, A Bond of Love. A bond. Bond means like a connection, a bond of love. And the subtitle is Srila Prabhupada and his daughters. So it's a very nice fat book with about 300 devotees, lady disciples of Srila Prabhupada, who have written down some of their memories and their realizations about their relationship with His Divine Grace, Srila Prabhupada. And I must say, it's a very inspirational book. And not only because I'm in a woman's body, of course, that makes maybe a difference, but what I really enjoy from this book is indeed the love, the affection. This is not, we all saw, I don't know if you've seen it, but there are many books of Srila Prabhupada describing his travels, translated or transcribed his lectures, so many things. It's very detailed, documented, thank God for us and posterity, because Srila Prabhupada was very influential, a very important personality. But this book is not about all these detailed, agenda or diary. No, it is an outpour of the heart of each and every devotee who wrote in this, how it was to be close to Srila Prabhupada, how it was to receive a cookie from him. Some of them were girls, and they received one cookie and one maybe pat on the head from Srila Prabhupada, and they still love him so much, and they have dedicated their life to him, all of them. So for us, who came a little bit later, we have not physically met Srila Prabhupada. Still, he is the founder Acharya. He is the leader of ISKCON. And his teachings, his books, and his instructions, and his letters and so much, whatever he gave actually is the foundation for this movement. So even if we have maybe another spiritual master, or we are looking forward, we're aspiring to one day be initiated, that cannot be by Srila Prabhupada because he's physically no longer here. But he is, and he will always be, the founder Acharya. He structured this movement. He said it himself that my books will be the law books for society for the next 10,000 years. So that's maybe like how many years ago? Maybe 50. He said that, or a little less. So they will be our law books for 10,000 years. Here's one of them, very beautiful. Srimad Bhagavatam. Look, so much nice art in there also. This is not about this material world. These books, they give teachings that can carry us home. You know, this is, who is this? Do you know? Who knows who this is? Gopinath, tell us.
Kapila Muni and Devahuti.
Yes, Kapila Muni. You see, he has an aura, eh? So he's also an incarnation of Krishna. But he came as the son of Devahuti and Kardama Muni. And he taught later, even though he was her son, he taught her so much. He enlightened her practically, basically. He taught her so many beautiful things. And why did I take this out? Because he is also speaking about the glories of devotional service. The service of the soul to the Lord. Bhakti yoga, seva, service. The devotion, Jivara Svarup Krishnera Nitya Das. Das means servant, right? So we are supposed to serve Krishna. Like we just saw Justina very nicely engaged, serving her baby, her toddler. As soon she will serve two of them, hopefully, all going well, Hare Krishna. So this service mood is natural. Whether we are serving devotees or Krishna, or we serve, maybe we have a dog, you know, that's Srila Prabhupada said, because they don't know God, they're serving dog. Because the nature of to want to serve is so natural, and it's also pleasing. You see on the internet also so many movies, people are completely in love with their dog and their cat. Because the affection, the need to serve and to surrender to that service is very deep. Unfortunately, everyone and everything in this world that we are trying to serve, if it's not Krishna or devotees related to Krishna, it'll be disappointing at some point. Because all the forms in this world are temporary. Maybe you've had a cat or a dog. I did. I had some cats. I really loved them, you know, really. But where are they now? All dead. I mean, the soul's not dead. But I became all attached to them, and I had to bury them, or even, you know, never saw them again. They left me, you know. This is painful. So then we want marriage. Okay, that'll stay a while. Will it? Not always. In Kali Yuga, no. I managed to get married, how long? Almost 10 years. Really tried. Was a devotee. Very nice. Blessing. I got a son. But a husband? No. We couldn't stay together. Now he left his body. You know? So we get opportunities and we put our heart and soul in it. But time always takes them away. Do you recognize this? Do you? Yeah. Kalosmi Bharatarshama. Krishna says, time I am. Mrityu sarvaharascha aham. I am death, and I take away everything. Now, kijaya. Jonge, you know. And what are we supposed to do? We are a soul. We are eternal. Our nature is very blissful. Well, I don't feel that. No, because our consciousness is not necessarily pure. After so many lifetimes of living with material and materialistic attachments, our consciousness is like mud. Mud is water mixed with sand or earth. So, even though the water itself is pure, when the earth gets mixed, it's all, we cannot see clearly through it. So the process of bhakti yoga, beginning with chanting of the holy name, here actually we know, right? Who knows this? The 9 process of devotional service. I mean, Ambika is dreaming about it probably. Do you know this too, Janardhan? Probably. Shravanam, Kirtanam, you know this verse?
Yeah, for sure.
Can you share it with us?
Shravanam, Kirtanam, Vishnu Smaranam,
Ah.
Padasevanam, Arjanam, Vandanam, Sakyam, Dasyam, Atmanivedanam.
Yeah.
Dasyam, Sakyam, Atmanivedanam.
Wonderful, wonderful. Thank you very much. So what does it mean?
Hearing, chanting, remembering the Lord, serving the lotus feet of the Lord.
Archanam?
Arjanam, worshipping the deity of the Lord, offering prayers to the Lord, and becoming a servant of the Lord, and making friendship with the Lord, and offering everything to the Lord. Atmanivedana. Yeah.
Amazing. Thank you. Very nice. Yeah. So we've all heard this before, but this is our life. That is the recipe for what could be our life, our spiritual life. And it doesn't mean that we have to do all these 9 things all the time. We know that there are great devotees who became perfect in their devotional service by following one of these 9 angas, these 9 processes, very seriously, very sincerely, very purely. But this is like the 9-fold process. And when we take shelter of especially hearing and chanting, then we will take part this process of purification of our consciousness, which is full of samskars, material impressions. It will become cleansed. And it may take time, it may take our whole lifetime. And of course, it also depends. Like this, there's the example of the elephants who take bath. They take bath very nicely, with the trunk, they can do it very well. And after that, so, as far as I've heard, I'm not living in Africa or something, then they go back to the mud, and then they roll in the mud again. So then Prabhupada said, what is the use? So if we take part in cleansing activities, but afterwards we again, let's say, commit sinful activities, then we are not making much progress. Not so easy then. But then again, what's also important, sometimes we, as devotees, we get very inspired to do everything correctly, perfectly, and then we can't. Because of the conditioning, we fall back. Or we want to maybe chant 16 rounds, but we don't get to, we can't, like Haley was saying, and then we can feel bad about ourselves. We can get depressed. We can think, okay, maybe, I'm not saying this thing, maybe I should be Buddhist or something. We can get ideas like, oh, Hare Krishna is too hard for me. But that is not necessary. We don't have to punish ourselves because we are not doing it as we would like it to do it, or as it's written in the books. Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur, who is one of our important leaders, previous teachers, he said the road to Godhead, to the spiritual world, it's not a straight line. It's zigzag. Yeah. So sometimes we may think, I'm supposed to go like this. Why am I going there? But it may be part of the current, the movement, the whole journey that we're making all the way up to the lotus feet of the Lord. So that is an art. Because we are, of course, you can say, well, let me take shelter of Srila Prabhupada. That's wonderful. It's a great idea. Or a pure devotee, spiritual master. And then he will kind of save me. He will take care of me. Yeah, he will. But Prabhupada also said, everyone has to fly their own plane. Like when a pilot is in his education, he can take guidance, he can get instruction, maybe the more experienced pilot is there. But in the end, once he gets his certificate, he's supposed to be able to fly his own plane. And this is compared to the moment of death, which all of us will experience sooner or later. Then it is up to us to focus our consciousness as good as we can on Krishna. And that is why in our life, we try to take every opportunity to practice these processes now. Hearing, chanting, remembering, all that what Janardhan Prabhu just said, you know. But beginning with hearing, because sometimes maybe our health is so bad and we're really on our deathbed, all we can do is hear, hopefully. You know, we still have, you know, a sense of hearing. So we, some or other, when we're young, we can be passionate, we can run around, we can do so many things and think that I'm a devotee, I'm doing so much service. But let's see, when our health wanes, and it can be, doesn't have to be when we're old, it can be while we're young. We can get a disease or an accident or something. But then also, we should try to be ready, you know, to help ourselves, to give. The other day I said to someone, and I say to myself as well, give yourself a chance. Give yourself a chance to really become a devotee. And it doesn't mean tomorrow. Actually, mostly, I mean, at least in my life, I've experienced so many times falling down. I mean, literally, trying to take vows and then breaking them. It's very discouraging. But it didn't stop me. And this resilience has made me even more determined. You know this word, resilience? Maybe Gopinath, you can translate that. You know what it means? Resilience. It's like it's for, yeah. So go ahead.
Yeah, I must admit that this is a strange word for me. I was about to check from the internet.
Yeah, check.
Vastarinta. Eikö se ole joku vastarinta tai joku tämmöinen?
Like something to. Anyway.
Vastarinta?
Yeah, to work against, something like that.
Yeah.
Oh, resilient means like flexible.
Yeah, like maybe in a boxing match, you know. Sometimes one of them gets knocked to the floor, but it will get up again. Of course, until he's completely finished. But we should expect some setbacks, some difficulties, some challenges, even if we don't want to be a devotee. Yeah, go ahead.
So resilient in Finnish is joustava.
Joustava.
Joustava. That means like a flexible.
Yeah. And that's why I say, don't be too hard on yourself. Don't condemn yourself. I did it wrong, and now, you know, you have to deal with your mind, like you were saying, Haley. I don't know if my pain is in my mind or in my body. That could be an indication that you're very serious and you're kind of hard on yourself, you know. And that can be good if it keeps us strong. But if it knocks us down, then it makes us unhappy, then that may not be necessary. Maybe it's more effective for your spiritual progress to be a little softer, to be a little kinder, like you would be to a young child, you know, that tries to walk or tries and falls. Okay, very good, like this. This back in the 90s already, I had this idea that we need to encourage ourselves and others, obviously, but not only others. And then when we are home, then it's like, oh, I'm a bad, you know, this is useless energy spent, useless. So mental misery. That I cannot believe that is pleasing to Krishna. No? You might think, where is this in Srila Prabhupada's books? Well, I wouldn't know exactly, but it's my practical life experience. If we want to take this journey of becoming Krishna conscious, which is a very, very exalted goal, very exalted. Right? So we are actually we want to become Olympic champions or something, and even more, higher, more difficult. How many people get to be Olympic champions in the world? This is a handful. And here we are. We want to go back to the spiritual world forever. It's a big goal. So we should expect some setbacks. And not only with ourselves, but also from others. Expect it. I don't mean to say become a masochist or something, but don't get discouraged when things are not so easy. Because it's worthwhile, and Krishna is there, and he will help. Look how sweet. Yeah, here they are. So beautiful. So much love with Radha and Krishna. They have so much love. They want to give it to us. They want us there. They want us to, here, have this one. Look, Krishna and the gopis. The gopis, they also struggled to be with Krishna. It didn't come cheap, you know. They gave up a lot, but they gained Krishna. So just like Srila Prabhupada, he also relinquished his stay in the holy dham, Vrindavan. He gave it up. He didn't even know if he would arrive in America alive. But he risked, and he really gained a lot of love also, because he completely gave himself to his guru. He gave himself to these half-crazy hippies that came to him, you know, drugged and everything. And he gave them the real thing. Shravanam, Kirtanam, Vishnu Smaranam. He gave them, he didn't water it down. He didn't think, oh, they're so, you know, beginners, they don't know Sanskrit. Let's try some first Surya Namaskar, you know, some yoga. No, he did immediately Harinam. That's the big medicine, the alarm clock, remember? We become gradually, we realize that we are not this body. We're not Finnish. We're not Dutch. We're not even men or women. And even if you have a dog, he's not a dog. He's just in the body of a dog, or a body of a baby. This process is for everyone and for all time. It's very powerful, and it's up to us to give ourselves a chance every day to take it up. And it doesn't matter if we're not where we would like to be or where others tell us we should be. Okay, you know, the Association of Devotees is supposed to give us that encouragement. So if we are around people, even though they have maybe big tilak and a very orange whatever, or a beautiful sari, if they are not actively encouraging to you, then it is your right to keep some distance, not to criticize. That is another problem, comes from that. But you can choose. I remember complaining to one devotee, his name is Mahatma Das. He's a disciple of Srila Prabhupada. And I was once complaining to him about some things in my country which were happening or not happening. And I was feeling bad about it and complaining. And he said, he's very, you know Mahatma Das? Some of you probably do. Yeah. He's very, he can be very, little mysterious looking, you know. So he said, I go where it's positive. I go where devotees are positive. I only go there. I thought, oh, well, that's simple, you know, I'm here. I couldn't really hear it. But later on, I reflected on it. I thought, he's a guru. He's an important devotee in ISKCON. If he does like that, then maybe it's okay. Maybe I don't have to, you know, do the difficult thing all the time and getting frustrated. Meaning trying to work with people or with a situation that is not working and getting frustrated. So I chose to kind of try to follow that, to just intensify my association, you know this word, association, my time, my contact, my connection on the net with devotees that are really inspiring me. Like Justina was saying, that she found some devotees in Lithuania who really touch her heart. That is essential. When we go for that, maybe it's when we have to look for it, maybe we have to pray for it. We have to certainly endeavor for it. We have to make time for it regularly. But then we can cultivate that. We can invite those good people in our life, or maybe you never meet them, maybe they don't know your name. That's okay. If you just turn them on, listen to those persons who are actually inspiring you, take it seriously. Then it's like, you know, like our Bhakti Lata, our devotional creeper, our budding flower of love of God, we have to take care of it. Just like Justina's taking care of her baby. If she wouldn't do that, the baby, how could it grow? So our devotional life is maybe still in the beginning. So we have to really guard it. We have to take care of it. We have to give nice water, good soil, and sunshine. We have to, especially in a country like Finland, I don't know much about it, but every time I look it up on YouTube, I see lots of snow and cold. And Ambika says, it's great, it's so cold, it's great. And I think, oh my God, you know, it's like, it's very cold with you guys and lots of space and beautiful nature, but pooh, you know, you also need some sun.
Mataji, sorry, I interrupt. It was just raining, snowing the other day here.
Yeah.
I mean, it's mid-May around and it's still snowing occasionally.
Yeah, I mean, you have a lot of, I respect you all. I don't know how you can stay alive in that environment, you know. You must be so tough, all of you. And you have a certain toughness. I could just see it on the face. It's like, you continue, you know. So it's great. You are very strong. And use that to go for this highest goal of love of God. And don't deprive yourself. You know this word? Deprive? Like, give yourself not enough from what you really need. That is depriving. And if you have to go out of your way, if it's not there yet in Finland, sometimes I've asked Gambika, so how is the movement there? Yeah, a little bit here, a little bit there. It's like it's not as flourishing, at least as you would like it to see, right, Gambika?
That's right, yes.
Yeah. Okay, so that's the situation. But here we are, there you are. You are the people, my new friends. You are the people that have the opportunity to make a big contribution to this amazing movement and to please Srila Prabhupada in a big way, because there's lots of work to be done, so to speak, potentially. Yeah. So it doesn't mean you have to work even harder than you already do, but acknowledge that instead of, for example, maybe sometimes you complain, oh, it's not this, it's not that, it's not this, it's not that. Okay, acknowledge, I would like it to be bigger. I would like to have a temple where I can easily go. I would make it positive. And then you start to work for that, sincerely. It can be in a very small way, really small. I just keep saying to Ambika, make a blueberry pie. She likes blueberries. She likes to do some cooking. Bake a blueberry pie and offer it to your deities. Bring it to your neighbor. That's service, prasadam distribution, you know. Be ridiculously willing to do it in a small way. Knowing that Krishna is right here and he sees what you want, he sees your desire, he sees your endeavor, and he will bless it. Because it's what Lord Chaitanya also wants. Prabhupada wants this. Everybody, the great souls, they all want Finland to become, and Lithuania, Justina, to become Krishna conscious. And you are the people that have already received it. And if you cultivate it nicely for yourself, for the ones you love, and for the ones you may don't know yet, but try to think of yourself as someone who is a well-wisher, who wants to bring this amazing gift, share it with others in different ways. You don't have to run up and down the street with books or with a harinam. Maybe you are a very different kind of person. Shravanam, Kirtanam, Vishnu Smaranam, Padasevanam. Maybe you are an artist. Maybe you want people to remember Krishna. You make a nice painting. It's lovely. It's amazing. Yeah? But really try to connect with this truth. I am an eternal servant of Krishna. That's all I am. That's all I ever going to be. And I want to realize it because it's wonderful to serve Krishna. And then you bring your life, it's my son, on this altar that you want to offer your energy, your talents, your desires. You want to connect with your eternal identity as a servant of Krishna. And then you pray for the inspiration, for the association, for the service opportunities, and you become good friends. Even you don't see each other very much, but you can open your heart and you can be a wonderful group of people, which you probably already are, but you can increase it. And then that will attract new people because everybody wants love. We only look for it in strange places sometimes, but the desire is there. So if you devotees there, you can cultivate this nice loving exchanges of giving gifts, receiving gifts. What are the other four? Maybe you know, some of you know. Ambika, she's the most learned. So,
no, I'm not. I'm
what
with
are the
group of
six
senior devotees here, so I'm not the most learned.
Just use the knowledge. What are the other ones? I said already, you give prasadam, give offered food to the other, receive it, you know. You can send it in the mail. If you can't meet each other, send it in the mail. Let them work for you. Okay, what is the other four?
Giving gifts, accepting gifts, and then there's also revealing one's mind in confidence and hearing.
Inquiring. Revealing your mind, so you talk, you open your heart, inquiring confidence. I've got it right here. Nectar of instruction. Even kijken. I think it's number 4. Text 4. This is called the pretty lakshanam. The 4 here. Let's even kijken. Yeah. Dadati pratigrinati guyam akyati prichati bhunte bojayate chaiva satvidam priti lakshanam. Offering gifts in charity, accepting charitable gifts, revealing one's mind in confidence, inquiring confidentially, accepting prasad and offering prasad are the 6 symptoms of love shared by one devotee and another. Yeah. And this is what Prabhupada did. This is what he did. He gave them cookies. They still remember it 50 years later, 1 cookie. Yeah. Offering prasad, and they accepted it. He was revealing his mind, giving classes, and they were hearing. And he was giving the greatest gift, the holy name. And they received it, and they still have it. They're cultivating, they're chanting the whole life. So this is our society, those 6 things. And the more we practice it regularly with each other, the more the society will grow, wherever we are right now, or however it may look, it will grow because it's a spiritual principle. and it cannot be stopped. Only, yeah, if we're not willing, or we believe our mind more than these holy instructions, which happens. But that's what I meant with resilience. We deviate, but we bring ourselves back. No. I want to feel what it is to really be serving Krishna purely. I think I'll be very happy when I can do that. I want my own happiness. Let's go for it. Again and again. No matter what. And then when our life is over, we don't know when that is. When we have done that the whole life, then death will be like taking off a coat. It won't have to be a big drama, because we have already cultivated our understanding of our identity beyond this body. And it will give us momentum to go forward, whether it is in another life of being a devotee or going to the spiritual world if Krishna wants it. And with this consciousness, we go to work, we go to school, we clean the lawn, we do whatever. This will be the umbrella under which our daily life, being a mother, being a teacher, doesn't matter. So many things we can do for Krishna, but it will all be sheltered under the understanding that, yeah, I'm offering this for Krishna. And that's my happiness. That's who we are. That's all we are meant to be. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Can we ask questions?
Sure, please. Sorry, it's a little late already. I see. Quite a problem.
Yeah, I'm sure we all have something in our mind. So please, everyone, be free to raise your hand, and then we'll ask.
It doesn't have to be a question. It can also be a realization. I'm interested to hear what you think. Haley.
Hi. I want to ask, I'm always curious about your fancy names. So could you please tell me what is a Rati Manjari?
Yes, I can try. Yes, Rati Manjari. Manjari is a young girl. She's younger than Manjari is younger than the gopis. The gopis are Krishna's girlfriends, and Manjaris are very young girls. Like, as far as I understand, maybe 5, 6, 7, 8, really young. And Rati Manjari is one of them, the eternal associates, and they all the devotees are called Das or Devi Dasi. Yeah? So I'm trying to become a servant of Rati Manjari. And Rati is very, very intimate friend and servant of Srimati Radharani, Radha. And in Lord Chaitanya's pastimes, she came as Srila Raghunath Das Goswami. So that's very interesting. I always find that those who are with Krishna, when Krishna came to the earth, they were here. But then when Lord Chaitanya came to earth 500 years ago, they also came. But then they have a completely different role. Like with Krishna Lila, she was a little girl, and Chaitanya Lila, she's a very strict and simple, sober sannyasi, monk. So, but the principle is the same, service. Is that helpful? Do you understand?
Yes, thank you. It was nice. Yes.
Hare Krishna. Thank you. Nice question. Anyone else want to share something or reflect? I hope it made some sense. It was a whole story again. That's kind of my way of sharing or preaching.
I got a couple of reflections.
Yeah.
When you mentioned about Bhaktivinoda Thakur, how he described that we are going zigzag. Why not to go straight ahead? That brought in my mind that there's always room for some introspection. We can ask ourselves that, do I really have to go that zigzag at this time? Would I be able to go straight, or at least a little bit more straight than the actual zigzag? Yeah, introspection was there. Yeah, I mean, there's always the balancing with the question that is this for me or is this for Krishna?
Yeah.
That we can always ask, or we should always ask, actually. Yeah, and another one you mentioned about when one is very old, then there's nothing else to do, just to hear.
And
One time, Bhakti-Vaibhava Swami was in Finland, and when he was giving a class, somebody asked a question about just chanting in one's mind. And Maharaj gave a relevant point that in the old age, when our vocal cords are not in such a good function, then functioning properly, so that's why it's good to practice to also chant very effectively in the mind. So when the old age comes, then at least we could chant in our mind very effectively.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah. Thank you.
So actually, balancing and going zigzag and going straight ahead brought some thoughts in my mind, because I was hearing this class from Sutapa Prabhu, and actually I was making this kind of transcripts out of his Gita life, so it was my service for a little while, and it was great because then I really got some amazing, realizations. One of them was this thing that if Rati Manjari Mataji would, for example, ask from us that, would we like to go back to Godhead now? Or would we choose, to do something else at first? How many of us would say that we would like to do something else at first? I mean, Gopinath Prabhu is very realistic. He's been thinking of this question before, maybe perhaps everyone else. But on that seminar, Gita Life class, everyone raised their hands that they would like to go back to Godhead now. But then when Sutapa Prabhu opened this this topic a little more, and he said that, yes, now you feel and you think that you would like to go back to Godhead right away, but when you go like back home and when you start to think about it, then you must do this and that, and you have a list of things that you need to do before you can go back to Godhead. Actually, you have a family duty or whatever, and then actually it's the zigzag. I understand this. And I have also been thinking of, like, I also have my agenda that I need to do this and that, and if there was like, I'd go back to Godhead right now, I mean, yeah, of course I would go. Krishna would love me too, but yet I make this agenda in my mind. I mean, if we were pure devotees, then of course we wouldn't have our personal agenda, no personal ambitions, no desires for sense gratification, but only pure devotional service. The heart would always be open for devotional service and desiring only to please the Lord at every blink of an eye. Yeah, but what I wanted to ask from you, because Rati Manjari Mataji is always my Shiksha Guru and my very dear senior devotee. Already for a couple of years we have been reading together and doing all these activities together. So I know that I always get an answer. Because I'm also like balancing quite a lot, and I'm very displeased if my things are not pure, if my things are not clean, and especially I struggle with food, because I know that this Kali Yuga, demoniac mentality and all these things, this food industry these days, what we get from the shop, it's not clean, it's not pure. I mean, it's only developing the demoniac mentality of, you know, because it's not developing the finer tissues, the finer sentiments of human beings. And then, I mean, I don't know what to do. How do I balance this?
You mean how to live towards becoming pure while you have to eat things that are not pure, for example, to make it practical?
Yeah, so that I can have a proper meal, for example, per day. Also, I struggle with the time, so I don't always have time to prepare so carefully, like fresh vegetables. Then I have to have some kind of an option. And what is that option? There's basically nothing that we could have, you know, when we follow this principle, if we don't spend a lot of time on it.
Yeah, it's very practical, and I also feel it's rather individual, huh? Because we all have our individual health balance. Our health is not all one, you know, we're all in different types of ages, and some of us are maybe not so healthy as we would like to be, so we need to follow a certain diet, or we need to take more rest, or this is so individual that I would hesitate to say it's this, you know, especially knowing that I'm still attached to some of these cheap foods, you know, quick foods. So I feel that I can only say what I myself am doing. So I appreciate your desire that you expressed, that you want everything to be pure and clean. Otherwise you are displeased. So that could very well be a sign of your Brahminical nature. Because it's said that the Brahman means like a priest, a Brahman, second initiated devotee. Wherever he or she goes, it makes it more clean. Sometimes we go to a public toilet and it's really dirty. So a Brahman would make it a little more clean. Not that we have to start cleaning all the toilets at the world, but the principle, you know, is to try to purify our consciousness. And when we become purified by chanting and living a regulated life in a mode of goodness, then we will notice the impurity and it will displease us. Yes. So that in itself could be a good sign that you are living that kind of life and you're becoming purified, and you start to notice what you cannot stand anymore. And you try to improve that. That is good. That is a practical application, a practical demonstration of all the learning that you do. So it's a good thing. But if we go over the top, like some people, they are not devotees maybe, but they're all the day cleaning. They get freaked out when they think there's some bacteria, especially now probably, poor people, with the coronavirus being lurking everywhere. You know, they like, you can get all frantic and be cleaning all day and not remember Krishna as a devotee. So we have to also there, we have to find a balance, you know, and that's why I said, don't be too hard on yourself that, oh, this is not good and that is not good. And, you know, and then when you finally sit down to chant or have time to cook or to take prasadam or to sleep, then our mind is still like this. That is not, then you're not helping yourself. We always also have to keep the final goal in mind. You know, this is a lifetime job, maybe more lifetimes than one. So don't agitate yourself unnecessarily that this is not good, that is not good. And, you know this? This is, you know, especially for Vata people, which you may be, I don't know. Are you Vata nature, Ambika?
Yes, I have Vata problems, yes.
Yeah, so me too. I know the Vatas, you know, the mind is very active and it's never stopping. So that we know. So at least we can try to put good things in the mind so you can get a pleasing vibration. If you put stress there, you know, including junk food, it can also be bad for the mind. So your point is well taken, but don't expect perfection, you know, that you, because you heard about it and you want it, you should be able to do it right now. Then you drive yourself crazy, you know. Those things that we are not able to do, which we would like to do, we can use that frustration as an impetus for humility. That when you address Krishna, when you address your guru, you pray to them and you acknowledge, look, this is where I am right now. What I would like to be is this. Please help me. Please guide me. You invite their help, because we cannot, from being some kind of a meat eater a few years ago, probably, now we want to be a pure devotee. Well, be careful. Take it, slow. Be kind to yourself. Take good guidance. Don't, sometimes, sorry, gentlemen, sometimes the ladies, when we are in our menstrual cycle, before that, we get we got like, it's agitating us in some way. It may not even be really true. It's just some hormonal chemical reaction, and we got all messed up by it. Get to know yourself, know your cycle. Don't take it so seriously. Keep going for the great goal of pure love of God. And be patient. What is that? Also in this book. Those 6 principles that are favorable for devotional service. Who knows them? Maybe Gopinath, Utsahan. You have to unmute yourself, please.
Utsahanista
you can do English, it's okay. You remember? We can read it also. I don't want to embarrass you. It's a very nice verse. This keeps me going, this verse. Here. By the way, those of you who don't know this book, I would highly recommend it. Look, it's very small. You can finish it in some days if you like. It's called The Nectar of Instruction. Also, when you consider yourself in the beginning, especially then, because it's very concise and it goes from the basic level to the highest possible consciousness. It's very nice. Do you like this, Mira? You think you would like to read this, perhaps?
Yes.
Yeah. Eh?
Sure.
Yeah. So how could she get that? Do you have some way to order these books? Maybe from krishna.eu or something? Or
I think we might have it in Finnish.
You do? Wow.
At least it's translated, but maybe we can.
But it's sold out years ago.
That? But do you have like the digital version or something or somewhere?
Maybe not in Finnish, but if she can read English, then sure.
Yeah, in English you can. There's a site, huh? There, the what is it? Database.io. It must be there digitally. Can you make sure she gets that link? And someone of you. Yeah, this is very good. Then you can see step in ground level of learning to control our mind and our senses. And 12 mantras or so later, it's like pure love of God. And you read about serving them. Oh my God, my son, he ordered a new computer. Nita, please. He's opening the box. Can you do that upstairs? Thank you. All right. So we'll read it, okay? This is text number 3. So this was in my answer to my question of that, or my point of that we keep our mind on the goal. We don't get too agitated with the little things that frustrate us day to day. Utsaha nishayat dharyat tatat karma pravartanat sango chagat sato vrite sabbir bhakti prasidyati. There are 6 principles favorable, meaning like helpful, to the execution of pure devotional service. 1. Utsaha, what's that mean? Yes, Gopinath?
Enthusiasm?
Yes, being enthusiastic. That's very important. Enthusiasm gives spirit, it helps you to move forward, to not get lost in the mental swamp, So 1, being enthusiastic. 2, endeavoring with confidence. Being confident, this is real. I may not be on the level of pure devotional service, but it's a real path, it's a real way of life, and I want to go there. I want to reach it. So I'm endeavoring. I make effort every day to make some spiritual advancement. So I'm confident. Then 3 is being patient. We got to be patient also. Those three, if you just remember these three from this whole evening. I want to be enthusiastic. I'm going to endeavor with confidence. I believe that this is good for me. It's real. I see Srila Prabhupada, I see advanced devotees. I want to become like them. So I'm going to endeavor every day. And then I also have to be patient. So it's an interesting trio. Enthusiastic, doing your best, and being patient. Then 4, we have to act according to regulative principles, such as, there we go again, Shravanam, Kirtanam, Vishnu Smaranam, hearing, chanting, and remembering Krishna. 5, abandoning, mean giving up the association of non-devotees. So how can we do that? I have a job, I gotta go and work with them. Yeah, but you can be with them, but you don't have to open your heart to non-devotional people and let them bring in their materialistic attachments in your heart. We have enough of them already. We don't want more. So we can be with them. We can try to be our best, most positive, happy self. We don't have to take their association. We have to learn that art. Where am I going to open my heart? Who said that just now? Was it Ambika? I don't know. Somebody spoke about it. Justina, that her heart is open to the devotees in Lithuania. So this is something we also have to become aware of. Who am I opening my heart to, and when am I just, being like more formal? So that is the 5th point. And then 6, following in the footsteps of the previous acharyas. So we have our previous acharyas like Srila Prabhupada, Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur, Rupa Goswami, Srila Guru. We have great heroes in this movement that we can hear from, we can associate with. Some of them we can, serve them personally. We can become their friends, or they consider us their friend. So we can become very spiritually rich. So if we practice this like a lifestyle, like we have a fitness routine. So if you put your energy more, Ambika, in following enthusiastically these 6 principles, rather than worrying about how can I be pure, am I pure enough? You will get pure, and your food, we are all instructed to offer our food. Simple. We cannot offer eggs, onions, and garlic, we know that. But other things you can offer. Srila Prabhupada was also asked about this, but apparently I can't quote it now where that is, but he said that everything in Kali Yuga, nothing is pure here. Of course, there's gradations. So you can, for yourself, you can see, okay, I need to, for example, have a very busy study week. I need to have some bites, some easy bites. Maybe one day a week you make some cookies or some muesli bars or something, if you can. And if not, then get them from the store, offer them with love, and don't worry about it. Because if you start worrying about it, then it becomes something that steals your energy, whether you want to focus it on your goals are. Your goal is not to worry about things that you're not good at yet, isn't it?
Mm-hmm. Yes, I know. I understand. Another thing is that you kind of like agreed to be following in the same, the same standard as Vrindavan, which is quite highly elevated, very extremely wonderful, absolutely. I really love. But then again, I find it hard to combine these 2 worlds together when I'm here, and there's this, gray material world outside, and then I have the wonderful Vrindavan spiritual world.
In May, my God, yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, it's like Krishna showing this, practical, real life lesson about how messed up this world is. And, of course, due to all the sinful activities, breaking the religious principles, how people do this themselves, that there is all this horrible things happening around us. But anyway, what my personal experience is that I don't necessarily feel that it's okay to, you know, go and do all these so-called normal things that people usually go and do. Like I, for example, I go to the doctor and I have a physiotherapist who is a man, and I feel very like I don't want to go for these appointments because you know, I'm living this renounced life, and you know, often I have a massage because I have problems with my shoulders, and you know, I feel it's, you know, too much, although it's a very good professional. Of course, there's nothing intimate or anything personal about it. It's always been very decent, but I just feel so awkward being in there, and you know, I'm thinking of you know, not going there anymore. I have had like about 1 year I go once or twice per month or something like this. And then I have another a person who I go for a massage, and she's a wonderful lady. She's a little bit spiritual kind of lady. She likes to burn candles and things like this. And I gave her this higher taste book. And the next time I went there, she wanted to start to speak about vegetarian diet and things like this. And she wanted to share her new recipes that she had discovered that I could also try out. And, you know, we make nice friends. And I feel much more comfortable dealing with ladies in this kind of situations. And
so you made a choice, or you can make that kind of choice. You change maybe from being with a male therapist to a female masseur or female physiotherapist. I would be careful if you know that you have a health condition that needs tending to, and then out of philosophical or emotional or whatever, we say, oh no, I'm going to renounce that. Are you able to you know, stay healthy without these things? You know, these are considerations. We've got to be practical also, and not just be, you know, the Vrindavan standard, and then, okay, I don't have any physiotherapy anymore. I mean, of course, I don't know. I cannot advise you in that. Like, I can say something, but I don't know because I don't have your health. But I would be careful not to become fanatic in that. If you can change to a female physiotherapist, if that's better for you, then you can inquire for that, right? I mean, what do the others think? Any input if you want to.
Well, thank you for everybody's company, and thank you for opening your hearts. Thank you. But I have to leave, so late. See you. Bye.
Thank you, Haley. Hare Krishna. Good luck with everything. Haribo. Yes. So I think the program is supposed to be 1 hour, and it's already almost 2 hours. So I think we better all wind down if it's okay. But I was wondering, Janardhan Prabhu, what do you want to share something, or what did you think? Or maybe
Do I want to share something? I don't know. Maybe I try to figure out some question. You were talking about your name, Rati Manjari.
Yeah.
So was it that Rati Manjari is a servant of Indulekha? Was it right?
He knows more than me. I don't know. Is that true? He's
like you know, when all these Ashtasakis, they have these Ashtamanjaris. Like Rupa Goswami is the servant of Lalita and like that. So I heard that Rati Manjari is a servant of Indulekha.
Just see. I don't know. I've never Googled all that. But yeah, well, Haribol. Why not? I don't know. I would have to.
I got an email from Kadamba Kanana Maharaj that he was explaining all those when I was asking about it. So he sent me an email about it then.
Well, if you like, you can send it to me and I can learn. If you think I'm qualified to know.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, I just need your email and.
Okay, I'll put it in the chat right now. Don't want to bother Ambika, she's so busy. Yeah. Yeah, that's my email. So if any one of you likes to write me, that's fine. I'm pretty, as I said, I'm a Vata person, so I'm all over the place, if you haven't noticed in how I speak. But I love to associate with devotees, and I know it's my saving grace, because if we don't get some nourishment, emotional nourishment, spiritual nourishment with the devotees, I'm gonna look for it with the non-devotees, as I've done before. And then I know what I'm finding, even though they're not bad people, all of them, but it's not in harmony with my life goal. So I'm not going to be satisfied with it. It can be practical. Like I also have this nice massage lady, very nice. She's also very spiritual. We actually became good friends. But yeah, she's kind of a Mayavadi, and she knows it. She knows I call in that. So we have our discussions. We're still friends. But I know I cannot expect her to nourish me spiritually very much. So therefore, I like to be open and associated with devotees. So I accepted the invitation of Ambika to come here. Yeah, because I need sadhu sangha. And I also, when you expect me to say something, then I have to bring out the gifts that have been given to me. And that's very good that we, some or other, we connect with this mission, even though it's maybe not very developed yet in your country. Don't think that it cannot be. It can, and it will. And you can do something for that, and it will make you very happy. That's at least my experience and my wish, because you have such a big country. There's so many people there. I mean, there's lots of snow and trees too, but also people, and they're sitting there in this cold country, and they don't have Krishna consciousness. It's, such a shame, don't you think?
Yes, I'm always like thinking that it's horrible that there's no chance to go out to the people, to reach out somehow.
There is Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, they're all on the same websites. They just, we have to look for ways how we can reach them. Be creative.
Those ways are in use, definitely. I mean, as much as I can,
Yes.
online and things like this. But going out alone, my spiritual master doesn't recommend me to go out on books alone, for example.
Yeah, no, then you don't do that.
Restricted. I have been book fairy, and I have done that, I told you about that. I distributed to some prison houses, things like this. It was very fascinating as an idea, and all kinds of thoughts about liberation and things like this came up in my mind. But it's not like the same if you have to do all the things all alone all the time. You have to find even where you get the books first of all, and then by some incredible mercy of Krishna, my very dear friend had just told me that if there's a sincere desire to do devotional service, then for sure Krishna will arrange all the facilities so that it will be possible to. And then one of my friends contacted me, and she asked me that, am I doing the book marathon? That she would actually like to donate some like Lakshmi for, so that I could sponsor it, so I could then distribute them, because I explained to her about the prison house idea.
Yeah.
So we shared like this, and it was also very nice Krishna arranges in so amazing way, just right on the time, not even a little bit too early, so that you can be a little bit worried that am I doing everything right, am I really pleasing him or not, and then not even a little bit too late, so that you would have completely lost it already. But he's like so super intelligent when he arranges everything like that. So I had a chance to do a little book marathon. But in general, I feel that it's quite hard to do things alone.
Yeah, so
I would need association.
Yes, and that's also another thing. Now we in Holland, we have, and Belgium together, we have this thing called Live to Give. It comes from the theme of the marathon last December, and was the theme Live to Give. So we started this group. We've got a WhatsApp group, and we have every 2 weeks we have a meeting. And one of Srila Prabhupada's disciples, His Grace Tredas Prabhu, he's from Italy, already lives in Italy, he's from America. He used to be on the Radha Damodar party. So he's really a book distributor from the 70s. And he used to help us also in Holland back in the 80s. So I know him from then. But he's still there. And so he joined us, and he's inspiring, and he's getting us to send the book scores, which we haven't done in decades. Today, we finally send the first book scores after many years. So, gradually, things are building, and we have a momentum. We have every Monday, every 2 weeks. Next Monday, we'll have the meeting again. This is where patience comes in also. The enthusiasm, the determination, and also the patience. And also the sadhu sangha, that we work together and we encourage each other. And not to worry about the end result, but make the endeavor with confidence.
Yes, that's actually one of latest projects that we have had. We have invited Her Grace Chintamani Mataji to speak to us at least one time at the end of this month, and she will come, and we have some pre-materials, her videos about improving sadhu sangha seminar.
Really?
And we are doing this with a group of ladies. I'm actually, I feel that I would need to encourage a lot and inspire a lot, and I would need to be more and more, there for the devotees, so that, we would have this group really together. Because I feel, and I realize that it's, hard to get so much, out of people otherwise,
It does take some extra time, I'm noticing. And you have to be careful there. Again, you, Ambika, your health and your big goals of, wanting all these, and I'm not being cynical, I appreciate that you want to do all these courses and so. So maybe it's not possible to do it on the scale that you dream, but you can do something, and that will get the momentum positive, and you appreciate and you celebrate any small victory. Then you get a positive momentum going. That's very nice, and it's interesting. People like to go or to associate with people who are positive. Because especially now, when so many things are falling apart, for someone to still see the silver lining and to have faith in the predictions of Lord Chaitanya, it's going to happen. When, who, where, how fast, we don't know. But let's try to do our little part, like the spider, or what is it, the squirrel. I've heard different things. In the Ram Lila, when Lord Ramachandra, he's an incarnation of Krishna also, he came and he had to build a bridge over an ocean. And it was hard work because he played the part of a human being. So he didn't just manifest a bridge. No, they had to build the bridge with boulders, heavy rocks over the ocean. So Hanuman, the servant of Ram, he was very strong, and he was carrying boulders and throwing them in the ocean. And in his way was this little animal, let's say a spider. And he was also carrying, we wanted to help. He was carrying a little grain, of sand. And Hanuman said, get out of the way, you're disturbing me. I have to serve Ram, I have to build this. And he said, I'm also helping, look, And then Ram heard him. And he said, Hanuman, don't talk like that. You know, he's helping. Let him be, let him serve. So in this book, there was this one nice story, which I couldn't find anymore. But there's this devotee who says, I know I am getting older. I don't hardly do so many things. But she said, I have embraced my spiderhood. You know, so she's identifying with the spider. And she's feeling very like, you know, insufficient. But she's embraced it, like she's okay with it now. That she can only do little things. But she's doing it enthusiastically. And she's happy because of that. So I thought that's a very nice, very powerful way to look at things. To embrace the fact that we are small and insignificant, but to do it anyway. And then we can be very satisfied because this is pleasing to Krishna. Like the sparrow who lost her eggs in the ocean. And she was so angry and so determined to have her eggs back that she started with her little beak. She started emptying the ocean, you know. And the ocean was like, you know, like, okay, that's never going to happen. But then Garuda came. The big eagle that Lord Vishnu was sitting on. Garuda came and he threatened the ocean that she's my little sister. Give her the eggs back or I'm going to swallow you. And the ocean gave back the eggs. See? So these kind of miracles, why do they happen? Because of the sincerity and the determination and the enthusiasm. And I tell you, it's really like that. A few years ago, nobody was going on Harinam in our country anymore. We used to, but we weren't. And I thought, this is so bad. It is really wrong. We should have Harinam. And I was inviting, but nobody came. So several times, several months, I would go by myself with my phone and make movies. Like, yeah, I'm here now and then. Welcome. You know, sometimes devotees were coming because I was staying. And I'm not saying I'm so great. Well, I think, of course, my ego thinks I'm wonderful sometimes. But the point is, even one person, because if you do the right thing, if you distribute your one little flyer, you make your one blueberry pie, you do the right thing, you connect with this great mission, which is going to happen anyway, then you get the credit. And you will feel pleased because Krishna is pleased. People will be benefited. And you won't be on the mental platform, being in the swamp of the mind, worrying about so many things, criticizing, gossiping. So many bad things happen in the swamp of the mind. You don't get happy from that. And neither are the people around you going to profit from you being a devotee. We have to pass it on. That is the responsibility, somehow or other. If you can embrace that, even in a small way, then progress is guaranteed. How does it sound? Does it make any sense?
It sounds great.
It does, doesn't it? Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. So what do you think, Mira? How did you like this evening so far?
Oh, thank you so much. I feel very lucky to be here, to be able to hear and listen to this talk, and it's very interesting, and very, very interested to follow your interaction between the other bhaktas here. So what can I say? Maybe a little,
like? Yeah, go ahead.
Maybe a little overwhelmed because
yeah,
I'm just starting my journey with Krishna consciousness. So, but very nice. Thank you, Ambika, very much that you arranged this.
Thank yourself for your wonderful association and for always, joining in. It's very nice to get to know you and very nice to, become friends with you.
Thank you.
It's like a beautiful garden, you know, when the devotees come together and we share our inspiration, we share our struggles, we share our victories. It's real life, you know. This is the ultimate adventure, to get ready, to purify, to qualify ourselves to go home and be forever happy there. It's a big, big transcendental adventure. And to also, like you say, to hear, to witness, to reflect, and to see other people struggle and rise from their struggle, be victorious. It gives great courage. And it gives us a sense of the value of this Krishna consciousness process. You know? It's like a shower. No matter how long we have been dirty, once we stand in the shower and we start cleaning, we will become cleaner anyway. And that is what we're doing. We're cleaning our consciousness, and we're gradually awakening to our spiritual heritage. You know this word? Heritage?
Yes, from background, history background.
Yeah. And you can do it in your own tempo and in your own way, because it's an individual awakening. So thank you for being here also, Mira. And for, you seem to be very, very gentle person, cultured, serious. Is that true?
Maybe.
I think so. You look like this. So you take whatever you heard tonight. You just take whatever is good for you, and all the other things you leave it. You just take what feels good and what you can use, and may it be beneficial for you. Huh?
Thank you. I think I feel everything was good. Yes.
Jai, that's great, because I was really nervous. I thought, oh my God, what am I going to say? You know, who am I? I didn't prepare. I didn't, you know, Ambika is a scholar. I didn't prepare. You know. Anyhow, Hare Krishna, it doesn't matter. Basically, what we want is connection, community. You want to feel kinship, kindred spirits. And it's beautiful that this philosophy and this lifestyle is actually international. It's not stopping at the border. Everybody can take part. Even the babies of Justina, they can take part. Because it's for the soul, and the soul is in everything that lives. So we are very blessed. We have all reasons to be, hopeful. And as Ambika was indicating, the deeper we go into this pure and beautiful process and philosophy, the more strongly we may see this world. The contrast sometimes becomes very great. And that doesn't need to overwhelm us or make us, you know, like desperate. Aha, I know something better. And I'm going to try in my little spider way to make it a little bit, to share this with others in the manner that they're able to receive it. That's very important. We shouldn't overwhelm people or force them, because the goal of this is love. And love is voluntary. Krishna didn't force us. He wants us there, like Ambika was saying, but he's not forcing us to become a pure devotee. He wants our love, voluntary. He's also very patient. And he's never going to leave us. There's this great devotee who says, I challenge you, Krishna, to go out of my heart. I challenge you. Because the Lord is in the heart. So he knows Krishna's not going to leave me ever. That's nice.
We are actually never alone.
No,
although
we're not alone.
we are
All of us,
physically
we have
alone.
Krishna here.
Then sometimes while chanting, sometimes while singing kirtan, for example, we have a study group, we sing kirtan, you can feel like Krishna, my God, some kind of mind-blowing experience that he's really present here, even, even in this, ugly small town where, so many simple activities going on everywhere and dirt and every corner somehow,
But he's there and he loves us anyway. He loves even the butcher, because then he knows that we're all in ignorance, he doesn't hold us against it, hold it against us. But yeah. Okay. Shall we end this beautiful evening? Is that okay with everybody? Are you ready to?
One more thing I want to say. You said that I'm a scholar. I'm not a scholar.
No.
Our study in Krishna consciousness is not an academic study. It's the churning of the heart that you also spoke in the beginning about the churning of the heart. So when we start to study Srila Prabhupada's books, plus that our consciousness gradually gets elevated from the material platform, also our heart changes, and that's what we are looking for. Like that's what's happening all the time when we share this Krishna Katha, Sadhu Sangha like this, and when we study, so that's what I wanted to correct, that I'm not a scholar, I'm just a baby.
No, but it's true. It's not, we're not out to become scholars. We just want to become devotees, which is a great, wonderful thing. Gopinath Prabhu, you were going to say something?
No, I was just scratching my head.
No, you were actually unmuting. When I said, shall we end this? And then you unmuted yourself. What were you going to say?
Oh, I was, when you said that we are ending, I was about to say pranam.
Yeah, let's do that. Okay, because I know it's 1 hour later in your place, and I don't want to take your whole evening. So thank you so much. It was lovely.
Thank you so much.
It was great. And thank you, Ambika, for introducing me to your friends. Wonderful. Please keep it up. Beautiful group. And all glories to Srila Prabhupada. That's the great hero of the day, of every day.
Well, maybe
it all. Yeah.
Maybe that I would like to say that it would be nice to learn to speak very fluently like you. I mean, it's always nice to hear somebody who can speak like how would you say? Anyway, speak very fluently about Krishna consciousness, so that you have lots of things to say, and I mean, it's I would say it's pleasant to hear your presentation.
That's nice. I'm glad. Thank you. I appreciate that it comes across as a presentation rather than some mental chaos, At least there is some connections here and there, But basically, I just can't, it's a little bit my style, It's not so clear, perhaps, but hopefully it's clear enough. And the intention is clear, Like, we're good. You're good. Keep it up, Don't worry. Don't worry, don't become mental. Keep it up, even in a small way. Go forward and know you are doing the right thing. And that knowledge, that peace, if we emanate that, it will be very attractive. Even you don't preach. If you're just happy in today's world, it's amazing. People will be fascinated, And we use it to draw them closer to Krishna. In a gentle way, like Srila Prabhupada.
Wonderful, wonderful, so beautiful. I mean, we evaluate each other's oral presentations on the Bhakti Vaibhava course. And, one of the things that we evaluate is beauty of the speech. So, like making marks on excellent, excellent, excellent.
Oh, God. Hare Krishna. Well, I'm just grateful, you know, that that your hearts are so eager and so enthusiastic that you're willing to listen to me. Like Mira, she's sitting so peacefully. Are you hearing it through your headphones? Yes. Yeah. This is it's so peaceful. I mean, you must be in the mode of goodness. Just sitting so like, you know, like a yogini, you know, just hearing. It's very, it's actually, it gives me peace to see you. Do you know that? Yeah. I wish I could hear like that. I can't even speak without moving everything, you know. But we are different in different frequencies, and I suppose it's all good because it's natural. It's natural for you to sit like this. It's natural for me to be all agitated and expressive. I used to want to be an actress, so I was even on television in Holland, saying all rubbish, you know. I was in a girl band singing all rubbish. Yeah. So I'm so glad that I found something which I can use my talents or my restlessness to actually bring across something which has real value rather than all this hankering and lamenting and garbage. Sorry, I get fanatic. I'm 57, you know. It's time to boil down the milk and to go for what I really want as much time as possible. So thank you so much for your patience. And yeah, hopefully we'll meet again. And I wish you all well and safety and good health. And please go forward with your wonderful devotional practice and your service. And yeah, dream of increasing and do it gently. And you'll be amazed. If you look back today, what is it? May 10, 2021. Let's say in 5 years from now, 2026, and you look back, so many things will have happened. You just keep your eye on the prize. Krishna Prema, Krishna consciousness available for everyone. Things will keep developing in that way because you want it. You will do your best and Krishna will help. And maybe you remember this 5 years from now. You think, yeah, amazing. Why not? It's better than thinking, oh, when will the world end? No, it's not going to make anybody happy. That's just, when will the world be full of Sankirtan? So if you want it, Google it, King's Day, Amsterdam, in the YouTube, and you'll be very happy to see all the devotees chanting. Okay, so I'll have to go now. Thank you so much. Please accept my humble obeisances.
Jakaruparupascha kripa sindhu pevacha patitanam pavanebhyo vaisnavibhyo namo namaha.
ISKCON Finland ki jai.
Jai.
Prabhupada ki jai. And we didn't. We say her. Yeah. Srimati Radharani ki jai.
Jai.
Oh. Okay.
Vrindavan Dham ki jai.
Jai. Wonderful. And if you can get this book, you'll be very happy to read it too. A Bond of Love. It will make your heart melt. It's very, very nectarian. Okay. See you again. Take care. All the best. Hare Krishna.
Thank you so much for coming, Mataji. Such a great pleasure. Hare Krishna.
Jai
Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna.